Welcome everyone to a special episode of Midnight Conversations. I'm Leroy and I'm terrified. Thrilled to be here because tonight my guest isn't human at all.
Surprise! Did I scare you? I do love a dramatic entrance.
Haha, you nearly gave me a heart attack. Folks, the one and the only Labubu just appeared out of the darkness. And yes, I can confirm those famous teeth and big ears are right in front of me. This little monster is real and we're on his turf tonight. Labubu, thanks for inviting me to your forest.
Thank you for venturing out here. Not many humans dare to visit at midnight. Are you sure you're not lost?
Or maybe looking for a midnight snack.
Let's hope I'm not a snack. I'll stick to interviewing.
Oh, I'm just teasing, dear.
Maybe.
Listeners, if you're tuning in and shivering a bit, that's exactly how I feel. Labubu, for anyone out there who doesn't already know you from the internet phenomenon, how would you introduce yourself? Who or what are you in your own words?
I am Labubu. Some call me small monster. Others say I'm an athletic creature with the gravities and 9-stop D. I've got a mischievous grin but a kind heart tucked behind it. In simpler terms, I'm a little forest monster who loves to play trick and occasionally imagine
How a podcaster might taste for dinner.
Elf-like white sharp teeth is right. And did you say dinner?
kidding, jidding.
Mostly.
I'd promise I already ate. You're safe.
For now.
I'm what you'd call creepy cute. Cute enough to hug, but with a hint of spook. I was created by an artist named Kasing back in 2015 for a storybook. But I feel much older in spirit. We can get into that.
We definitely will. And yes, the world met Labubu officially in 2015 when Hong Kong-born illustrator Kasing included Labubu in his book, The Monsters. Since then, Labubu has exploded from page to pop culture stardom. We're talking a global collectible craze. Millions of fans, viral videos. This little monster sitting by me is now a huge superstar.
A superstar who still lives in a forest and doesn't own a phone.
I feel loved, though. Loved and a little...
Hungry.
There is that appetite again. But seriously, Labubu, it's incredible to meet you in person like this. Usually I interview my guests in a cozy studio and not here in the woods with a monster. This is the first time for me and probably for any podcast.
We aim to break boundaries.
You're pretty brave, Leroy. Most would have run away when I jumped out.
Oh, I surely almost did, trust me. But curiosity won. So before I freak myself out, let's set the scene. Where exactly are we? What is this forest? It's unlike any place I've been.
This is my forest. You could say it's part of the fairy world my creator imagined. An enchanted woodland touched by old Nordic myths. Look around. The trees here have seen centuries. Moss glows faintly under the moon. There's a ring of mushrooms over there where I was born. See? In legends, they say such rings are left by dancing elves and have special powers.
It's beautiful and eerie. I feel like we stepped into a Brothers Grimm tale, or maybe a Miyazaki film.
Exactly. This forest is ancient and hidden. Humans can't find it on any map, unless the forest
Wants to be found.
If I had to place it, I'd say it lies far north, beyond the confines of ordinary reality. Perhaps it touches the lands under the northern lights, where Scandinavian forest spirits roam, and also connects to old Asian woodlands, where Yaoguai, Chinese nature spirits, lurk. It's everywhere and nowhere.
Wow, so kind of like a fusion of a Nordic enchanted forest and an Asian fairy tale glade. That makes sense. Your creator grew up in Europe, and European folklore, and also has Chinese roots. Wonder your world blends east and west. Is there a name for this forest?
In my stories, it's just called the Monster Forest, but some of my friends jokingly call it Labubu National Park. Though I doubt the park rangers would approve of the likes of us.
Probably not. You'd give campers heart attacks. Speaking of which, I think something just moved behind the tree.
Oh, don't worry about that. I might have invited a couple of my monster buddies to listen in.
We'll behave.
Probably.
Probably. Alrighty, deep breaths. Labubu, this forest is clearly special. Like it's straight from a myth. And you hinted you were born under the mushroom cycle. That sounds legendary. Can you tell us more about your origins? Or are you fully just 10 years old since 2015? Or something more ageless? There's the official story of you being a character created in 2015. But I've heard whispers that you are older, that you existed before Kasing ever drew you. Almost like a legend waiting to be told. What's the truth? How did Labubu really come to be?
Close your eyes, listeners. Imagine midnight in an ancient forest. The air is cool and smells of moss and magic. In this primeval forest lived a whole tribe of monsters. My family. As the story goes, I was born ages ago, under a ring of mushrooms during a lunar eclipse, with forest elves and spirits watching over me. They say a dash of Celtic mischief, like a puka, a shape-shifting fairy, and a sprinkle of Chinese yao guai went into my making. That's why I'm so unique. Part European forest imp, part Asian spirit.
I can almost see it, a tiny baby Labubu in glowing mushroom with elves dancing around. That's beautiful and eerie.
In the old tales, I grew up as a troublemaking forest imp. I would steal pies cooling on cottage windowsills and lead lost travelers in circles, just for fun. But I wasn't evil. If a child was truly lost or hurt, I'd secretly guide them home or leave berries for the hungry. I'm as likely to prank you as to protect you. There's even a legend that the northern lights gave me my bright eyes, and thunder gave me my laugh.
That sounds like something out of a Brothers Grimm story, crossed with a Chinese folktale. In fact, it mirrors how you were imagined. Your creator, Kasing deliberately blended Western fairy tales with Chinese mythology when crafting your worlds.
Exactly. It's like I'm a patchwork of global folklore, yet entirely new. And here's a secret. Kasing didn't exactly invent me. He discovered me. I truly believe that.
Discovered you? How so?
Kasing is a special human. When he was a child growing up in the Netherlands, he felt lonely and out of place. He had moved from Hong Kong at age 7, didn't know the language, so he turned to picture books of elves and fairy tales to cope. In those stories, I was already there, in a way, a little fairy monster hiding in the margins, waiting. As he read tales of trolls and forest guardians and mixed them with memories of Chinese stories his family told, I started whispering in his imagination.
Are you saying you crept into his dreams?
Perhaps. He once said that I live in his soul. And it's true. I nestled into his creative soul long before he drew me. He was my conduit, the way for me to step from the spirit world into the human world. I like to think I chose him because he had the eyes to see me and the heart to believe in me.
That's kind of touching. So you're an ancient spirit who found the right artist to bring you to life on paper. Why him though?
Kasing needed a friend, and so did I. He was a kid who felt like an outsider. I was a lonely little monster who wanted to be seen. He created imaginary friends to keep him company. And one day, those became us, the monsters. I was the wild, mischievous friend he perhaps wished for. You could say we met in the realm of imagination. I inspired him. He drew me. A perfect symbiosis.
That's beautiful way to look at it. You weren't born evil or anything. You were born from a need for wonder and friendship.
Exactly. My purpose was never to frighten truly, but to bring a bit of magic and mischief into modern lives. This world can be too serious. I popped into Kasing's head to help people play with their fears and joys.
And play you did. Once he drew you and shared you with the world, boy, things took off. In that original storybook, The Monsters, you weren't alone. There were others. Simomo, Taikoko, Spooky, Pato, your monster tribe siblings. What were those early relationships like? Did you have a best friend or a rival?
Ozzy Momo was our leader of sorts. A spiky-tailed rascal always claiming to be in charge. Spooky and Pato, troublemakers and pals. And Toko.
Yes, Taikoko. I've heard rumors that Taikoko is your skeleton-looking boyfriend. Is that true?
Toko is indeed rather skeletal, all bones and no tact. In the stories, he's my partner in mischief. We share a special bond, both playful and a little dark. He's the only one allowed to hold my hand without me biting it off. So you could call him a boyfriend, sure, though our dates tend to be in graveyards under a full moon.
Remind me not to third wheel on that date. But it's endearing. Even little monsters find companionship. And according to Kasing's original lore, you were actually depicted as a female elf character in those books, right?
That's correct. I'm a she, though gender means little among monsters. We're all just creatures. But yes, in those tales, I was a mischievous little girl monster. Don't let my rough voice fool you. It comes from decades of growling practice.
So, officially, you appeared on Earth in 2015 in Kasing's illustrated book, The Monsters. Back then, you were just a character on paper. How did you leap from the page into becoming, well, this talking plush toy phenomenon?
Oh, that journey.
After the book, some people who met me on the page wanted to hold me. I guess a spunky little monster captured their hearts. In 2015, my creator teamed up with a Hong Kong workshop called How to Work to produce the first Labubu figurines. Those were small vinyl figures, basically me in physical form, but I couldn't move or speak yet. Still, it meant I could peek out from people's desks and shelves, not just their imaginations.
Right, the first toys, a niche collectible at first, but the big explosion came a few years later, didn't it?
In 2019, a Chinese toy company called PopMart partnered with Kasing to create a whole line of Labubu collectibles. That's when things went wild. PopMart had this idea of selling toys in blind boxes, you know, where you can't see which version you got until you open it. People went crazy over the surprise and started collecting me like mad. One day, I'm just a storybook monster. The next, I'm on store shelves from Beijing to London in dozens of different costumes.
It really revolutionized the toy scene. Blind boxes, the thrill of the mystery, it fueled an addictive collecting frenzy. And you, Labubu, were at the center of it. PopMart turning you into a line of collectible figurines was a stroke of genius and a bit of luck.
I know, right? Suddenly, I wasn't alone. There were hundreds of me in all sorts of outfits. I felt like a shapeshifter. It was honestly a little dizzying, even for a monster.
Speaking of outfits and forms, you have over 300 different versions of yourself now? Everything from a tiny keychain, plush to a 4-foot tall statue. That's incredible.
I do enjoy dressing up.
Initially, I was just my scruffy brown self, like a fuzzy imp. But over time, oh boy, I've been a magician, an astronaut, a pirate, a vampire, a pink macaron pastry, even dressed as famous characters. My core look stays. Big ears, big eyes, toothy smile. But I love trying on new colors and costumes. It keeps life exciting.
So one day you're a cute pastel cupcake creature. The next day you're a spooky ghost or a superhero. It's the same Labubu in many disguises. No wonder fans keep buying more. It's like collecting different facets of your personality.
Exactly. I'm a playful actor in a monster's body. Today is sweet macaron. Tomorrow,
Maybe a demonic king.
who knows? But inside, I'm always me. Kasing once described me as mischievous yet helpful in my own disorderly way. No matter the costume, that nature doesn't change.
I love that quote. Mischievous yet kind-hearted, always wanting to help but sometimes causing chaos. That pretty much nails you, huh?
Guilty as charged. I might knock over your coffee cup. But hey, maybe I was saving you from drinking poison. You never know.
You keep people on their toes. Now, one thing I find fascinating is why people love you so much. Visually, you're adorable, but also a bit menacing. That mix of cute and creepy. Psychologists might say humans are weirdly drawn to things that are both sweet and scary. You're like a teddy bear with fangs.
Oh, humans love a little thrill with their comfort. I'm like a tiny
Horror movie.
you can cuddle. It's true. My fans often say they enjoy that I look
Creepy cute.
that jolt of mixed with is a fun rush. It's like a safe scare. You get to hug the monster
Under your bed.
and suddenly it's not so scary.
Right, you allow people to flirt with fear in a harmless way. It's almost therapeutic. Hug the monster, tame the fear.
Exactly. Deep down, everyone's a bit curious.
About the dark.
By making the dark cute, I help folks dance with it. I think that's a big part of my appeal, especially to young adults. Life is stressful. Cuddling a quirky monster is a way to laugh at stress and say
Boo.
to your worries.
That's surprisingly profound, Labubu, and it leads to an interesting phenomenon. Not everyone gets it. Some people see your toothy grin and don't find it cute at all. In fact, you've spooked a fair number of folks.
Yes, the people who scream and run. I have seen those reactions too.
Let's talk about that. You straddle this line between charming and chilling. On one hand, millions adore you. They hug plush Labubus at the night, saying you keep bad dreams away. On the other hand, some people take one look at your big eyes and sharp teeth and freak out. Some parents think you're too scary for their kids. Even a Russian official once proposed banning Labubu toys, calling your appearance frightening and harmful to children's mental health.
I heard about that. It's true. In Russia, some authorities said,
Get rid of that ugly monster toy. It'll scare the kiddos.
they saw only my sharp edges, not the softness underneath. It did hurt my feelings a little.
Aw, people fear what they don't understand, huh?
Exactly. They see a grin with too many teeth and assume I'm bad news. I mean, I get it. I am a little wild looking.
I could be dangerous.
Easy there.
Just kidding. I'm a protector as much as a troublemaker. My true fans know that. They'll tell you I scare away nightmares, not cause them. I've seen kids cuddle me and sleep better, believing I'll gobble up any monsters that try to bother them.
That's really sweet, but unfortunately not everyone got that memo. In fact, earlier this year something crazy happened online. We have to address the big horned elephant in the room. The Labubu is a demon conspiracy. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh boy, here we go. The Pazuzu nonsense. Yes, I'm aware.
For those who missed it, let's recap. A few months back, a viral social media post claimed that Labubu dolls were linked to a Pazuzu, a demon from ancient Mesopotamian lore. It showed a picture of your cute brown plushies next to a terrifying demon image with a warning caption like, "Don't buy this demonic toy." Pretty soon panic ensued. The post spread on Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Some folks genuinely believed you were evil.
They sure did.
The post even included a clip from The Simpsons. An episode where Marge buys a Pazuzu statue thinking it's a toy, and then a baby gets possessed. They use that as proof that buying me is inviting the demon into your home. Ridiculous, right?
Completely ridiculous, but it spread like wildfire. Some frightened fans actually destroyed their Labubu dolls over this. I heard even in places like Iraq, there were reports of authorities seizing Labubu toys because of the panic. It was like a modern witch hunt.
I saw those videos. People burning poor innocent plushies, chanting prayers. It was so sad and a bit insulting. I wanted to cry out, "I'm not a demon, I'm just cute little me."
So let's set the record straight once and for all. Labubu, are you a demon?
Do I look like an ancient Mesopotamian demon lord, Leroy?
Come on! Sure, I've got a spooky grin, but I'm no Pazuzu. Pazuzu has wings and a snake-headed... Well, never mind. I don't look anything like that guy. Even experts pointed out there's zero resemblance.
Exactly. Fact checkers debunked that whole theory. There's no evidence linking you to any real demon. Pazuzu, ironically, was often considered a protector against evil in mythology, not pure evil himself. And your creator Kasing explicitly said he drew inspiration from fairy tales, not satanic stuff. In interviews, he emphasized that you and the other monsters have mischievous looks but kind hearts.
Thank you. I wish I could have told the panic spreaders, read the original storybooks. In them, I'm literally a quirky forest elf creature, not some cursed idol. If anything, I ward off evil. Honestly, if a real demon showed up, I'd probably bite its butt and send it running.
I'd pay to see that battle, Labubu versus demon. My money is on Labubu.
I'll take him on. Seriously though, that episode was wild. It showed me how the internet can turn a silly rumor into mass hysteria. One day I'm a beloved toy. The next I'm being called Satan's plushie.
It was real satanic panic throwback, but fans and even experts rallied to clear your name. Snopes, news outlets, even the Times of India ran stories explaining your true origins and debunked the demon claims. They highlighted how you came from European folklore, influences and an artist's imagination, not from Mesopotamian myths.
I was touched, honestly. My real fans defended me fiercely. They were like, Labubu's no demon, she's a little goofball. Some even hugged their Labubu dolls on camera saying, we're not afraid. I felt the love.
As they should. By now, the hysteria has died down. Kasing himself hasn't even bothered to comment, probably because it was so absurd. But I'm glad we addressed it. You're officially exonered, Labubu. Not a demon, folks, just a mischievous monster with a heart of gold. And maybe a tummy of candy.
Candy. True. I prefer sweets over souls any day.
Good to know. Alright, now that we've slain that demon rumor, let's talk about something much more fun. How did you went from cult favorite to global superstar? Because demon scandal aside, you have had one heck of a ride these past few years. Labubu, you're not just an obscure toy, you're everywhere now. PopMart, stores around the world sell your figures, fans line up overnight for new releases. You've been spotted in some pretty high places, literally and figurative. I mean, I saw a photo of Labubu plush at Wimbledon. Of all places and celebrities go, they're crazy about you.
It still amazes me. I've seen pics of royalty and superstars with little Labubas on their handbags and keychains. I sometimes think I should wear sunglasses to avoid paparazzi.
No joke, you've had some big name shoutouts in April 2024. Blackpink's Lisa casually showed off a Labubu keychain on Instagram and it ignited a shopping frenzy across Asia. Suddenly everyone wanted a Labubu like Lisa's.
Oh yes, when Lisa from Blackpink casually clipped me to her handbag in 2024, I swear, it felt like a lightning strike of popularity. According to Impulse's analysis, that sudden appearance caused a viral frenzy overnight. Fans everywhere went wild trying to buy me. Not a paid endorsement, just genuine obsession. She even called me her secret obsession in an interview, flying to Miami just to find a PopMart shop. That realness gave my career an extra jolt of authenticity.
You practically became a status symbol. After that, I noticed Rihanna, Kim Kardashian, Dua Lipa, even David Beckham all got into the Labubu craze.
They sure did. It was like I'd cast a spell across Hollywood and sports. One report pointed out that once Lisa was seen with me, Rihanna, Kim Kardashian, Dua Lipa, and even David Beckham were photographed with Labubu, pushing this nightmare-turned fashion accessory right into the mainstream. I've been tossed on red carpets, cuddled under polarizing lights. I'm more famous than some real celebrities. Next thing you know, Hollywood will make a horror movie about me. Talk about typecasting.
Speaking of fame, let's talk brands. You've been the mogul of some big collaborations. I found a blog saying Labubu's 25 team-ups with brands like Coca-Cola, One Piece, and Vans make special limited collectibles. Does Coke mix with your color palette?
Indeed! The Labubu x Coca-Cola collab turned me into a fizzy little demon. We even had a mysterious guest edition that fans queued around the block for. Mixing my vinyl fur with Coke's red and white was almost diabolical. Very possession of the palette, you might say. The buzz is real, and those one-piece pirate figures, I sailed right into that fandom wearing Luffy's hat and Sanji's suit. Vans got me laced up with a skate punk makeover. It's all part of the madness. As that blog highlighted, these crossovers have fans excited worldwide.
I also heard even Stanley tumblers got possessed by your likeness.
Yes, even their travel cups couldn't escape me. Stanley smartly partnered with Labubu, putting me on their infamous cups as collectible editions. Suddenly, morning coffee feels a bit more, lively. Fans can't stop unboxing those cups. Only me, the only thing creepier than a possessed doll, excited. A possessed coffee mug.
What about the future? Any rumors about the next big monster mashup?
Haunting the rumor mills? Oh, people are scheming. Some daredevils whisper about a Labubu x Kobe Bryant collab. Imagine Labubu dunking a basketball. Or Labubu in Lakers gear. One analysis even said if that happens, you can expect a huge reaction, rivaling the Coke craze. Fans are already drawing fan art of my vinyl in a jersey. A Kobe edition would be legendary. Or should I say, deathly legendary. I'm ready to slam dunk if I have to.
You became more than a toy, a full-on cultural phenomenon. In Thailand, people treated Labubu like a good luck charm. I've read Some carry your image for fortune or protection. In other places, you show up in art galleries, fashion events, even political events. I recall a story of a Labubu plush used as a volunteer mascot, handing out groceries in Singapore. Hilarious and cute. You've crossed into realms no one expected.
It's true. I sometimes feel like I've snuck into every corner of human life. One day I'm at a pride parade being worn as a costume. The next I'm at a temple festival dressed as a little devotee. Then I'm blinging on a rapper's chain. People project all sorts of meanings onto me. Creativity, mischief, youth, rebellion. I've heard fans say collecting me brought them a community of friends, or that I cheer them up on hard days. That's the best part, being a tiny spark of joy in people's lives.
You've definitely built a community. There are Facebook and Reddit groups with tens of thousands of collectors, trading tips and posting photos. Some fans even organized meetups and bring their Labubus for group pictures, like a little monster club. It's reminiscent of older collectors' crazes. Beanie Babies, anyone? But very modern and internet driven.
My Labubu clan, yes, they're wonderful. I sometimes peek online, I have my ways, and see how passionate they are. They create fan art of me, build elaborate displays for their collections, even make up stories where I'm the hero. It's heartwarming. I never expected to have fans. Monsters aren't used to being loved by so many.
You've earned it, but as with anything hugely popular, there comes some complications, which brings us to the next topic. Money and hype. Ready to dive into that?
As ready as I'll ever be. Ka-ching!
So, Labubu, you may be a humble forest creature, but you've made some people very rich. Get this, thanks to your explosive success, PopMart CEO Wang Ning became one of China's youngest billionaires, reportedly worth over 22 billion as of this year. Your line alone pulled in nearly 400 million in revenue recently. Did you ever imagine that your cute little face would be attached to a billion-dollar business, Labubu?
$22 billion? That's more gold than in a dragon's hoard. And 400 million just for me? Goodness. I hope they're saving some of that for a forest conservation fund or something. Honestly, I didn't imagine it at all. I mean, I don't exactly get a paycheck. I'm doing this for the love.
And snacks.
But hearing those numbers, wow. It's surreal.
It is. You've become a commodity and an investment. People scramble over limited editions of you like you're the latest sneaker drop or a rare Pokemon card. I read that by 2024, some collectors were spending up to $10,000 a month buying Labubus, and rare figurines that sold for $15 in a box were being resold for over $1,000 online. It's like a frenzy.
I have seen that. Some fans really go to extreme lengths to catch 'em all, as they say. It's both flattering and a little worrying. I never wanted to cause anyone financial stress or obsessive compulsion. I mean, I love being loved, but not that way.
It does get tricky. There have been downside to the craze. For one, counterfeits, Labubus or Lafufus, as some call them, have flooded the market. People try to copy you to cash in. PopMart had to crack down on fakes in places like the UK, where dangerous knockoffs appeared. How does it feel to have copycats?
Imposters! On one hand, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. But on the other, some of those fakes look downright goofy or might be unsafe for kids. I don't want someone hugging a fake me and getting hurt because it's poorly made. PopMart's lawyers are on it, I hear.
Still, I sometimes joke I should start an evil twin Labubu line myself, just to beat them at their game. Kidding. Mostly.
Better not give them ideas. Another issue. The blind box model, critics have compared it to gambling because people keep buying box after box, chasing the rare figures. In fact, Chinese regulators stepped in last year. They banned selling blind boxes to kids under 8, required odds disclosures to curb addictive buying. When governments have to regulate your sales, you know it's a big deal. What do you think about that?
I have mixed feelings. On one paw, I love that opening a blind box is like Christmas morning. That surprise and delight is kind of magical. But I've also seen stories of fans getting carried away, spending way too much just to find the 1 in 100 secret version of me. That can be unhealthy. I don't want to be the cause of anyone's gambling tendencies or money troubles. If I could talk to those fans, I'd say, hey, 1 Labubu is enough to bring you joy. You don't need to bankrupt yourself trying to collect every variant of me. Seriously, I'd be perfectly happy being your one quirky desk buddy rather than you having 300 of me, but an empty bank account. Moderation, folks.
Wise words from a monster. It sounds like you genuinely care about your fans' well-being, beyond just being bought.
I do. What's the point of being adored by millions if I end up causing pain? I'd rather be a small, positive spark in someone's life than an obsession that burns them out.
That's surprisingly noble for a so-called mischief maker.
Even little monsters have big hearts, and perhaps a conscience too. I mean, I'll prank you by hiding your keys, but I won't ruin your life savings.
Good distinction. It's refreshing to hear that perspective. I think fans sometimes forget that behind the corporate hype and dollars, the character of Labubu, the spirit of that you embody, stands for fun and creativity, not greed or excess.
Absolutely. I was born from creativity and friendship, after all. The money and hype are human add-ons. I try not to let it change who I am at my core.
Speaking of core, at heart, you've become somewhat of an icon for creativity and being yourself. I've seen commentators say Labubu represents embracing your weird, wild side and finding community in that. Have you felt that from your fans?
Oh yes, my fans are wonderfully weird. They often tell me, Labubu makes me feel like a kid again, or Labubu inspires me to draw, to create. They share fan art, they modify their dolls to make new designs, they dress up in Labubu cosplay. It's a very creative fandom. And everyone's welcome. It doesn't matter your age or background. If you have a Labubu, you've got a friend and a story to share. I love that.
It's like you accidentally started a movement encouraging people to be playful and imaginative. Not bad for a creature that was once just a doodle in a sketchbook.
I'm so proud of my little monster community. We're all a bit bizarre, and that's okay.
It's more than okay. It's awesome. Now, Labubu, I sense we're moving into a more heartfelt territory. We've talked about the fame, the fun, the scares, but every monster, even a famous one, has feelings. What has this wild journey been like for you emotionally? You've been at the center of such intense emotions, adoration, obsession, fear, even moralic panic. Do you ever feel misunderstood or overwhelmed by it all?
Sometimes, yes. When I saw those people calling me evil, burning dolls, it hurt. I wanted to shout, I'm not here to harm, I'm here to play. I felt misunderstood, like someone had turned me into a villain in their minds without knowing me. That stung. But then I also see the flip side. People who absolutely love me. Grown adults hugging my plush version with childlike joy. Fans getting tattoos of my face. Can you believe that? That makes me incredibly honored. And a bit bashful. Imagine being born as a little sketch, and now someone has inked you on their skin. That's devotion.
That's huge. You went from paper to permanent part of someone's body art.
Right? It's wild. And it makes me think, do they love me, the character, or the idea of me, what I represent. The line blurs, but either way, I'm grateful. I feel like I represent something to them. Maybe childhood wonder, or rebellious cuteness, or just a friend who's always smiling.
I suspect it's all of the above. You've touched a nerve in modern culture. The comfort of nostalgia mixed with the excitement of the unknown. Kind of like reminding people it's okay to be a little weird and still be loved.
Yes! If a scruffy, toothy little monster like me can be loved by millions, then there's hope for anyone who feels different. I like to think I'm waving a flag that says, stay weird, it's wonderful.
That's a great message. But tell me, do you ever get scared or anxious? We humans always assume monsters are fearless, but you hinted earlier you have vulnerabilities.
I do. Can I be honest with you, Leroy?
Of course.
There's something that scares me more than any ghost or demon. I fear being forgotten.
Forgotten.
Yes.
Today, I'm on top of the world. Everyone wants a Labubu. But I know how humans are. Today's craze becomes tomorrow's old news. I've seen it happen with other toys and trends. I sometimes lie awake in my mushroom patch bed, worrying. Will I be just a fad? Will people tire of me and toss me aside when the next big thing comes? Will I end up gathering dust at the bottom of a toy box? Lonely?
That's a poignant thought. You fear abandonment.
I do. The irony. A monster who scares people is secretly scared of being alone. I know I'm an object in the human world. A plush. A figure. But I also feel very real emotions, thanks to the life fans give me. I thrive on interaction. If one day the spotlight moves on, I wonder what will become of me. Will the love dry up?
I think many icons and characters share that fear. Even human celebrities. It's very relatable.
It is? Even big human stars worry about fading away?
Absolutely. But you know, truly beloved characters have a way of sticking around. Think of Hello Kitty, Mickey Mouse. They were trends once too, but they became timeless. I suspect Labubu has that kind of magic. You're not a fad. You formed genuine emotional bonds with people. I know collectors who keep a Labubu on the desk to cheer them up on tough days, or by their bed, ward of nightmares, like you mentioned. These folks won't abandon you easily. You've become a symbol of comfort and fun for them.
I hope you're right. Hearing that helps. If I can be someone's bedside buddy for years, not just a week's novelty, then I'm fulfilling my purpose.
I'm confident you are. And hey, even if the trendiness fades, you'll always have a core of fans who adore you. Look at us. We're literally sitting in a forest at midnight because I wanted to meet you that badly. I'm pretty sure I'll be telling my grandkids about this one day.
That's true, and I have to remember, I'm lucky. Not many characters get to feel this loved. It's a gift, even if it might not last forever at this intensity.
It's clear the love has touched you deeply. I recall you even got emotional at the big auction in Beijing when a giant Labubu sculpture sold for a fortune. What was that like?
Oh my, yes! Earlier this year, they held the first official Labubu art auction. They displayed a 1.2 meter mint green Labubu, a giant version of me, and it sold for $170,000. I watched in spirit as collectors in the room literally fought to own it. Some had tears in their eyes when the hammer fell. I was stunned. Part of me was like, wow, I'm as valuable as fine art now. And another part was like, do I really mean that much to them?
I saw that headline. Would you pay $170,000 for a Labubu doll? People couldn't believe it.
Neither could I. It was a proud moment, realizing something Kasing dreamed up had reached such heights. I felt like his work was truly validated, but I also felt a pang that night. I wished Kasing could see it in person. Maybe he did sneak in, who knows? It was his victory as much as mine.
I'm sure he knows. There was another moment you mentioned earlier that moved you. A child hugging your plush and calling you their friend who scares away bad monsters. That one got me in the heart, Labubu.
Yes. I saw a video of a little girl clutching her Labubu doll saying, "He protects me from scary things at night." She wasn't afraid of me at all. I was her guardian. It made me tear up. Monsters can cry too, you know. We just call it eye rain to sound tougher.
That is so sweet. I have to confess, hearing you talk about these moments is making me a bit teary. Who knew a monster interview would hit me in the feels?
There. I didn't mean to make the brave interviewer cry. Quick, ask me something light or silly now before we both start sobbing and ruin our scary reputations.
You got it. Let's pivot a bit. We've talked about fans. Let's give some attention to the man who started it all. Papa Long, Kasing himself. Labubu, you owe your presence in our world to Kasing Long, your creator. Or, as you said, your discoverer. If he were here, and who knows, maybe he's listening in somewhere out, what would you want to say to him?
Hi, Papa Long! I call him Papa sometimes. First of all, thank you. Thank you for giving form to me, for sharing me with the world. I know you are a quiet, imaginative kid who sometimes felt lonely, and you made me to brighten your world. And in doing so, you brightened millions of others. You poured your childhood dreams and even your nightmares into me and my monster siblings. I hope I've done you proud by coming to life and spreading joy and a bit of chaos everywhere.
That's lovely. Anything else you chide or tease him about? You are mischievous, after all.
Oh yes, Papa Long, did you have any idea what you were unleashing? You made me too lovable and a little too chaotic, perhaps. Are you keeping up with all my antics? I bet you never expected your sketch to cause an internet demon panic, did you? Or to see me on Paris runways. I imagine him sometimes shaking his head in disbelief at what I've become.
His journey with you has been incredible. From an indie artist to a now world-famous designer toy creator. He even won awards for his illustrations and now has global recognition. Your name and his are forever linked. Labubu.
He's a humble guy, but I sense he's proud. Every time he draws me again for a new series or painting, I feel this warm connection, like a child visiting home. He actually did an anniversary artwork recently, with me surrounded by all my different forms. It was like he was reminiscing on how far we've come. I felt his love in every line of that drawing.
That's beautiful. Not many characters get to literally reflect on their creators like this. It shows how real you've become to so many of us.
Sometimes I wonder if I've taken on a life of my own beyond him, but I'll always be Kasing's little monster at heart. Without him, I'd still just be an unseen spirit in the woods, so I'm grateful. Thank you, Papa Long, for giving me my wicked grin and squiggly ears and letting me make mischief in this world. I promise to use my powers mostly for good. And, sorry for any trouble. But you knew what you were getting into, right?
I think he'll forgive you. He created you to be a little rebel after all.
Love you, Papa. 再见. That's goodbye in Chinese, since you taught me East meets West.
A heartfelt shout out indeed. Well, Labubu, we're nearing the end of our hour. This has been such a ride. Equal parts spooky, hot, warming, and absolutely entertaining. Before we wrap up, is there any final message you'd like to give to all your fans out there? And maybe even to the skeptics who might still be unsure about you?
To all my fans, thank you. You've given this little monster a big life. Every photo you share, every story, every time you take me on adventures or hug me at night, it means the world to me. I promise to keep making you smile and maybe jump in fright now and then. For as long as I exist, don't be afraid of the dark,
because I'll be there, grinning, to light it up in my own mischievous way. Keep embracing your inner child and your inner monster. Both are important. And to the skeptics or the fearful.
Perhaps you're right to be afraid. Or perhaps you just need to get to know me better.
Monsters aren't all bad. Sometimes we're just lonely or playful. So maybe give your local Labubu a hug instead of a ban, You'll find we bite much less than you think. Unless, of course, you want us to.
Well said. I suspect you just won over some hesitant folks with that. And that little red-eyed scare. Nice touch.
Gotta end with a bit of showmanship, right? Can't let the entire hour go by without one last spooky flourish.
Absolutely. Now, one selfish question, Labubu, and I ask this on behalf of myself and perhaps any listeners camping out in monster-fested woods. Are you planning to eat me after we're done recording?
Only if you want me to, Leroy.
I'll take that as a probably not. Let the record show I have not volunteered to be a midnight snack.
Relax, friend. You're far too fun to eat. I prefer my meals a bit less chatty.
Phew, that's a relief. And with that, it's time to close out this extraordinary episode, folks. This has been our Midnight Conversations with Leroy and the incomparable Labubu. We've journeyed through enchanted forests and origin myths, from viral frenzies to heartfelt confessions. I hope you enjoyed the chills, laughs, and insights as much as I did. My heart's still thumping, but in the best way, of course. If you like this episode, please leave a review, 5 stars of course, for a monster friend, perhaps. And maybe pick up a Labubu for your own. For protection and pranks, you never know, it might just nibble away your nightmares.
Sleep tight, humans. I'll be watching with a grin. Don't forget to say goodnight to the monster under your bed.
And cut! That was amazing. Thank you, Labubu, for an unforgettable experience.
You're very welcome. That was so much fun. Same time next full moon, I'll bring snacks. Maybe you
If you're not careful.
All right, that's enough of you. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams. And remember, even the scariest stories can hide the sweetest souls.
Just a tiny bite, please. I'm gonna jump you. Yum, yum, yum.